What's going on YouTube? It is your girl Lauren Finesse, and we are back as promised. So, first things first, if you're new here, please go ahead, give me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and come back and watch some more videos. It's just listen, I don't ask for much. That's all I'm asking for. Where do we start? So first and foremost, yesterday I posted a video about the Reesa Teesa, the one who the husband was a pathological liar. Well, y'all, today the man then came out and he got something to say. He say she lying. Now, if you didn't see my video, please go watch my video. It's like 6 minutes. Like, it's not a lot of time. I go straight through it, but I was saying that I don't know, something about her seems off to me. I can't put my finger on it. And I don't want to call her a liar. Sorry, somebody was. And I don't want to call her a liar, but it's just something, it's just not sitting right. So, anyway, just go ahead and watch that video. That's not even why we're here. We are here. You can see the title. We got to talk about Love is Blind, season 6. Netflix dropped the first 6 episodes. I watched all 6 episodes in one day. I went ahead, I binged because it was good. It was good. Let me start here, just overall with the new season. So, overall, quick side note. My curls fell. My hair was so cute earlier, but like the curls have fallen. And I went to Sephora and I bought some makeup. Y'all, I don't usually do a full face. And I didn't feel like touching up my makeup. It's like 9:30 at night. It's Sunday. I gotta go to work in the morning. But I did a full face, which I never do. And the makeup is makeuping. Like, this is a full day's wear. So actually thought it came on here fresh face. So, but I did want to test to see how the makeup wore on during the day. But yeah, I might be getting into some makeup. If y'all have like some good concealers, because for whatever reason I cannot find me a good concealer, and I need a good eyeshadow palette. Drop those two. Like, if it's two brands or companies, drop something down below. Let me know what you guys use or are into. All right, so for any men that may be watching the video that don't care about that, okay, the video starts here. Okay. Love is Blind dropped all 6 episodes. I watched all 6. I think the next ones come next Wednesday or Thursday this week. And it's pretty good. So the overall season itself is pretty good. The women this season are standing on business, and we'll get to it. But I love how the women, they're not, I won't say all of them, but most of the women are like standing on business. They're like, no, you don't play in my face. I'm not going to play with you. You don't play with me. And I love that for them. I love that for them. So shout out to the ladies. And what I'm seeing with the men, I don't know. Last season we talked about how we didn't like how what was her name? Arena, how she was like brutally honest. Which I actually gave her praise for. I gave her praise for being honest, because some of these people on the show are not being honest. But we'll get into that. So y'all already know how I do. I'm gonna go couple over couple. And we just gonna chit chat, okay? This ain't nothing formal. We just gonna chitty chat about it. So, hold on. I probably should have had this ready. Probably should have had this ready. Who do I want to talk about first? Let's get the snoozers out the way. So, and I'm gonna put their pics here. So let's get Amy and Johnny out the way. Snooze fest. Now, they could very well turn into something spicy. I don't know. I'm sure Amy has it in her. Johnny seems very easygoing, and I think that Amy is a very attractive woman. So I don't foresee him doing anything to kind of rock the boat of getting this beautiful Latina. So I don't know that they'll have a hard time, but we got to keep our eye on them. So far, they gave nothing. I don't even remember anything they were talking about in the thing. Like, just complete snooze show. I'm sorry. Let's get to the next snooze couple-ish. They picked it up. I'm talking about Jeremy and Laura. Before the honeymoon get together, you know the premise of the show. They're in the pods, they propose, and then everybody goes on the honeymoon. And then when they get on the honeymoon, all of the couples come together and meet, right? For the first time. Everybody can see who is who. So Jeremy and Laura in the pods, Jeremy played too much. Let me just say this. Jeremy, first of all, I hate the way his name is spelled. I don't know why, but it bugs me. I don't like that his name is spelled Jeremy. I don't like it. Laura is spicy. She was spicy in the pods. She was very much my man, my man, my man. Don't touch my man. This is my man. And she meant it. Because there was a little competition between her and Sarah Ann. Jeremy ended up picking Laura, who seems to be very down to earth. Like I said, it was a snooze fest until they got to the honeymoon meetup. And I liked her at the honeymoon meetup. Like, she made some valid points, and we'll get there in a second. But Jeremy plays too much. He is very immature for someone who's on the show talking about they are looking for their wife. He just, for me, and I could see, like, you could see when they got to the honeymoon, he was in the pool and Laura was sitting on the side of the pool like, is this what I have to look forward to? And, she was being a good sport, but what I think is Jeremy is going to start to get on her nerves with all of the playing and laughing. It's like, they got kind of deep in the pods and they were feeling each other and they opened up. And you don't want your honeymoon to be heavy, but I can foresee Jeremy just play a little bit too much. Now, Jeremy also had interest in Sarah Ann, and I think that he liked Sarah Ann up until she revealed herself as like a social media influencer. And she tried to downplay it. She tried to reel it back. I think she said she had 37,000 followers on TikTok or something like that. And he was like, oh, like you could tell. And then she brought up like, I don't want social media to be an issue in my relationship. It's been an issue in the past. I've actually gone through that with 2 of my exes. Like, that's a whole other story. But I had one ex like, oh, why don't you post me on your Instagram? You must be hiding me from someone. I'm just like, our families know that we're together. Our friends know that we are together. We're together every day. Who are these people that I'm hiding you from on Instagram? Like, strangers, people that don't know us, and like, make it make sense. Anyway, because child, let me take a sip of water on that, because that'll get me fired up. I ain't gonna even go there. But anyway, so Sarah Ann, once she said that, I felt like Jeremy got insecure, and he almost, that's not his lane. So I don't fault him for that. Sarah Ann was crushed that he didn't pick her. And that sucks. And we see in the preview when they meet, he might try to be he might try to like rekindle with Sarah Ann. And let me tell you why. So actually, nope, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do the meetup at the honeymoon. I'm going to do that entire thing together. Let's just go continue couple over couple. So next we have AD and Clay. Okay. They're tied for me. They're tied for season favorites. You got Clay and AD, and you got Brittany and Kenneth. And it's two different lanes, but they're both like my favorite 2 couples. Now, AD is a bad D, okay? She's a bad D with body. Body, adi. She is body, adi, duh, okay? Like, her body is crazy, okay? And she's pretty. You know, she reminds me of, I don't know if you guys watch on here, but Jamie That's Me. Jamie That's Me is also, she looks exactly like Jamie That's Me. She does. Here on YouTube. And I didn't know that Jamie That's Me also got body, yada. She bodied down too. I forgot where I seen her at. No, I didn't see her in person, but I seen her post like a video of something, some event or something. And she had this dress on. I said, oh my God. I did not know Jamie That's Me had all that body, because she sits at like a desk when she's doing reviews and, you know, the thing that she does on her channel. But anyway, AD, that's who she looks like. AD is a real estate broker. So, I mean, just head to toe, I stand. I love her. And so anyway, so she had a connection with Clay, who she ends up getting engaged with, and Matthew. Now, let's take a break. Matthew looks like a serial killer to me, okay? There is something very sinister about his mannerisms. Like, was it just me? Was it just me, or was he giving creep? And it isn't just because he's quiet. It's just, I don't know. It just gives creep. And later on, we find out that he is a creep. But we'll get there. 1 second. So, AD was feeling Clay, and then Clay basically was trying to find out what AD looked like. And when he did that, AD was like, oh yeah, I'd rather go with my other connection, Matthew, because her and Matthew were connecting very deeply. And they seem to have been on the same page. Now, Clay reeled it back in, but I think AD only gave him the opportunity to reel it back in because of what happened with her and Matthew. I think she probably would have matched with Matthew, but Matthew was playing a dirty game. So Matthew had a connection with, what was her name? Was it Nicole? What was her name? Matthew and Nicole. What was her name? Amber. So we didn't see a lot of in the pods with Matthew and Amber, which they didn't go to the honeymoons, neither one. But apparently Matthew, everything that he was telling AD, he was also giving that same version to Amber. AD found out about it because Motormouth Amber was in the lady's residence, like just talking like, oh my God, he's so great, he's this, he's that. And the things that she was saying, AD was like, hold on, he said that to me. And he said this to me. So she called Matthew out. And I think once she called him out, her feelings were hurt. But I think she was kind of done with him. So that reopened the door for Clay. And then AD and Clay they get engaged. They look really cute. I think that Clay is definitely sexually attracted to her. I think her body is sold for him. He's like, okay, she got body, yada, yada. I'm sold. This is my wife. But no, he said something like, oh, we about to make these beautiful black babies. I said, yes, Clay. Because Clay was given, and I know I wasn't the only one, Clay was given that he might like to date white girls. I can't be the only one. I cannot be the only one that felt like Clay seemed like he might like a little white girl. I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying he was giving that. Was it just me? Okay. So anyway, once AD confronted Matthew, she then she came back into the lady's, residence, and she was sad. And Amber's like, tell me like what's going on. And so AD tells her, And this is what I mean when I say the ladies are standing on business this year. Amber said, what? She was sad. She was crying. But Amber was like, wait, he said that to you too? He said that? She said, oh, I'm going to bow out. I'm leaving. And she left. She didn't give an explanation to him. She didn't say goodbye to him. She didn't try to like get him back and cry. No. She said, oh, he tried to play me? Oh, I'm going to bow out. And it's sad because I don't know if they had a connection. Again, they didn't show much of Amber and Matthew in the pods. They showed a lot of AD and Matthew in the pods. So I really can't say that they had this great connection, Matthew and Amber, but I think that Amber saw AD like everybody else on the cast, and they were like, oh, this girl is smart. She looks good. She's in shape. Yeah, she's the bar. So I'm going to bow out. And I think that's some of what happened. But also, shout out to Amber for standing on business and saying, you're not going to play with me or play in my face. I'm going to go. And she left, and she ain't say nothing. She ain't say goodbye. And I laughed. I kikied. It was funny. All right, next couple. My next favorite couple. Kenneth and Brittany are so cute. They are so stinking cute. Brittany and Kenneth, to me, are the most genuine couple this season. There is conversation around race. He's saying he has never dated a white woman. I don't remember if she said that she's ever dated a black man, but I think she said she hadn't. Something to that effect. But their connection is so genuine. And Kenneth is like a teddy bear, and he is like this protector. And Brittany is just this like sweet, bubbly. You can just tell that she would be a good mom. Like, she gives me good mom vibes. Like, yes, like she looks like just such a good mom. And I can't explain it, but y'all know what I mean. Like, she just gives off this aura of just like a really good wife and mom. And so they're cute. They're so cute. I have nothing to say about them other than they have to, when they get back to the real world, we're going to see what this race, not racism, but what's going to happen with them dating outside their race and what their families will say. I hope his mama ain't no ignorant old black lady. Like, what if what they say, if she can't use a comb, don't bring her home. Anyway, they're cute. The last couple and the least, not last but not least, last and least, is Jimmy and what's the girl name? I don't even know the girl name. Jimmy. I know Jessica, but what's Megan Fox? What's her name? Chelsea, that's her name. Chelsea. Let me say this. I can kind of see it, right? I can kind of see, maybe if I squint my eye, in this area, I can kind of see it, right? But she has the Natalie Nunn chin and the freaking, her forehead is so freaking big. Like, her hairline was like way back here, and she had like a side. I was like, girl, you need to wear bangs, because her forehead is so big. And her chin, like, she just got a big ass head. No, listen, I'm not even trying to be mean. Chelsea got a big ass head, like long, big. Anyway, Chelsea likes Jimmy. Jimmy likes Chelsea. Jimmy really liked Jessica, and Jessica really liked Jimmy. But as soon as Jessica said she was a mom, because Jessica has like a 5 or 6 or 8-year-old daughter or something like that. As soon as she said she was a mom, he was like, ooh, like, like, I would like to meet somebody that doesn't have kids. And then I think, because Jessica was apprehensive about telling the men that she had a child. So she held it back. She didn't come right out with it. And I think he had liked her. And then when she said that, he was like, oh, who else are my connections, right? And a couple things happened like simultaneously that kind of perfectly laid out what happened next. So the first thing that happened is Jessica tells Jimmy that she has a child. And then she starts to just go on and on and on about her daughter. Well, what's my typical day? I come home, I make dinner for my daughter. We cuddle up and we read a book. We cuddle up and watch a TV show. We go to bed. We do it all over again. And I was kind of like, Jessica, you need to reel it back. Like, I understand you have a daughter. That's great. She's your life. That's great. I'm sure. And Jessica also seems to be a good mom. But you're trying to meet someone who doesn't have children, and you're talking about how, your daily life, which is fair, is just you coming home and taking care of your daughter, which you're supposed to be doing. So again, that's not an issue. But I think that scared Jimmy off a little bit. I do. Let me fix myself. So after Jessica tells Jimmy about her daughter, I feel like he then wanted to put all his eggs into the Chelsea basket, or Megan Fox. But then Chelsea comes out of her trick bag with her own bombshell. And she's like, I've been married before and I'm divorced. And Jimmy was like, and honestly, at that point in time, I felt bad for Jimmy. I felt bad for Jimmy because I felt like he came in this experience, and you want to find someone who is like your mate and compatible with you. You don't have any children, and you've never been married, and the two women you like either have a child or they have been married. And it's kind of like, damn, I want to meet somebody like me who hasn't been married and who doesn't have a child. So I understood his reaction because Chelsea, okay, real quick, Chelsea is irritating. She cries every 5 minutes. You know what Chelsea reminds me of? If you guys watch Seinfeld, which I love Seinfeld, there is an episode, I think it's like season 1 or 2, where they're on a softball team. Jerry and George are on a softball team. And Jerry is dating this woman who's like a Broadway singer. And her grandmother dies and she doesn't cry. But then she like spills something on her. She like dropped her food. She's boohoo crying. And then like Bette Midler gets like hit with the baseball and da-da-da-da. But basically, she's just crying over things that are not even worth crying about. That's Chelsea. Chelsea cries every 5 minutes about everything. It's draining to watch. And she's insecure. But let's talk about this. So now Jimmy is like, I need to pick one of the lesser of two evils. Jessica's all in. She likes Jimmy, so she's going hard. Then, another thing that happened in the chain, Chelsea tells Jimmy that she looks like Megan Fox. And I think for him, it was like, okay, she's been married, but she doesn't have any kids. And Chelsea's like, I want to travel. We can get up. I work from home. I'm looking for someone who works from home because I want to get up and travel and I like to move around. And I think that was more in line to what Jimmy is looking for. So ultimately, Jimmy chooses Chelsea. But before he does, he goes and breaks up with Jess. And Jessica doesn't see it coming because Jessica is looking at herself versus Chelsea and is like, there's no way that man that I'm feeling we have a connection is going to pick her over me. And Jessica, baby girl, you are a gorgeous girl. However, you have your own little baggage and your own little, your own things that you have with yourself. And sometimes a relationship is just not based on looks. Now, Chelsea absolutely lied about looking like Megan Fox. Someone said she looks like Adele. She 100% looks like Adele. She looks like Adele for sure. But I think once she told him that she looked like Megan Fox, he was like, okay, she's divorced. That's not so bad. She likes to travel and she looks like Megan Fox. And the getcha gotcha is that Jessica looks more like Megan Fox than Chelsea does. So the women standing on business. Jessica, when Jimmy breaks up with her, she's like, look, that's fine. You gonna eat. You gonna choke when you see me. You gonna need an EpiPen to catch your breath when you see me. Like, she just started going in like, you're lost. You fucked up. Her anger was after her emotional breakdown, which she had every right. She was like, you robbed me of this opportunity because you knew you didn't want to be with me prior to right now when you're telling me, and I could have been focusing on other connections. And that's a fact. There were times where she was pouring her heart out and gushing over her daughter, and in her mind she thinks she's connecting with this man, but guess what? He's on the other side of that wall, like making all of these weird faces. So he did know, and he did waste her time. And I'm glad Jessica was standing on business, because he did waste her time, because Jimmy is a loser. He is also insecure. So he picks Chelsea and they see each other, and he 100% regrets it, because when he's telling Chelsea later when they get to the honeymoon, let's just go to the honeymoon. When he gets to the honeymoon, he's telling Chelsea, he's like, yeah, she told me that I was going to need an EpiPen, and that she just looks so good, and I'm going to be mad when I see her. And Chelsea, who has seen Jessica, is like, oh, she said that? Oh. Well, okay, well, but she's not here. And then they almost get into a little tete-a-tete, and here she go crying. He's reassuring her, but it's very obvious that Jimmy, he don't see it for her. And he see it for everybody but her, as a matter of fact. So all of the couples now are at the honeymoon. And of course, we have to have the honeymoon meeting, right? So everybody gets to see each other. So Jimmy got his eye on AD, because again, AD got body, it is undeniable. So Jimmy definitely was like, oh my gosh, she's hot, to Chelsea. And Chelsea's like, yeah, AD, how do I get a butt like that? It was so cringy and corny. Like, Chelsea is irritating. Like, she's the most irritating person this season, hands down. And so AD is like, okay, playing along. And then Jimmy comes up to her and he's like, hey, I want to apologize. Like, I didn't think she was going to say that out loud. Like, I didn't mean any harm. Very apologetic, because, Jess was wrong. Girl, this is your fiance. If he's telling you off to the side, like, oh, she looks good, either check him when he says it, okay, if it bothered you, or the compliment you gave AD, you say it to him, y'all chuckle and laugh about it, and then go on your way. Another couple should have done the same thing. Jeremy and Laura. So also, so Clay, Jeremy, and Johnny, is that his name, Johnny? Whatever. They're sitting off to the side. AD comes over to her man, Clay, and Jeremy proceeds to tell her, like, yeah, Laura told me to do what is it called? Bean dip or bean? Is it bean dip? I forgot. But basically to like tap her boobs, like do this with her boobs. Surely Laura said that as a joke. Why would Jeremy repeat that in front of them? I don't know. It was definitely one of those things that you don't take outside of your relationship. This is your fiance. Y'all are having intimate conversations about the other people in the group. You don't fucking say it to the person. It was just uncouth of Jeremy to do that. And then it made Clay uncomfortable. It made AD uncomfortable. And then I didn't like how AD came at Laura. I think once Laura said, now Laura, you were being spicy with it, but I was still on your side. Laura said, she's like, it was a joke. He shouldn't have repeated that in front of y'all. He shouldn't have done that. And that's a fact. And AD should have said, okay. But I also understand from AD's perspective, because she's like, why are you and your man talking about me and talking about my body? That's weird. And it is, which is why Jeremy, he shouldn't have said it out loud, because it's not unheard of. Like, you know, with your mate, you talk about everything. His friends, your friends, people on the street, people in the restaurant. Y'all are going to have inside jokes that don't leave your house. And Jeremy, dumbass, said this in front of people, and it just caused an uproar that it didn't need to cause. I was with Laura. He shouldn't have said that out loud. He shouldn't have said it out loud. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. It was a joke. I didn't mean it this way, but he shouldn't have said it out loud. And that's what Laura said. And, you know, I wish AD could have taken it better. But like I said, I also understood from AD's perspective, because you and your man talking about me and he's saying it out loud. It's weird. And like I said, same thing with Chelsea. Whatever you and your man are talking about, for you to say it to the person when y'all are off to the side talking about it is so uncouth. Like, you didn't need to say it out loud. So anyway, she says it, and then the rest of the night, Jimmy was in everybody's face but hers. That's a fact. She was valid in feeling that way, because he definitely had distanced himself from her. But I think part of it was he wanted to catch up with the guys and he wanted to like be friendly with everyone. But I think he was doing that as a defense mechanism so that he didn't have to be up under Chelsea. Because he don't really like Chelsea like that. He doesn't. And sorry, Chelsea, he don't like you. And you lied about looking like Megan Fox, and it sucks. So anyway, so the couples all leave the mixer, and they get back to the room, and Chelsea is upset. Why were you talking to this person all night? You weren't talking to me, da da da. So he's really gaslighting her, because, and he's a really good liar. I don't think he meant any of that, but I think he's going along for the ride of the show. Maybe he's really giving it a chance, but after he brought her down and he's like, hey, I didn't realize that it came off that way. He was very apologetic. He reassured her, called her beautiful, just to kind of get her back. And she still wanted to argue. She still wanted to argue. She still wanted to cry. And it was annoying. Like, Chelsea, girl, take the win. And then at one point, she grabbed his hand and he's like, yeah, you know, like, I love you. Like, you don't have to, you know, feel that way. And I apologize. And she's like, she grabs him and pulls him. And then, you know, as he's like calming her down, he said something and she got triggered again. And then she goes all the way up again. And he's like, and I was with Jimmy. He was just looking like, girl, I literally just apologized for this. Why are you rehashing it? After, when he started getting upset, she grabbed his hand, because that's her insecurity coming out. And that's the fact of the matter. At the end of the day, Chelsea wanted to beat Jessica in winning Jimmy. But the reality is, girl, you did all of that, and really you got Jimmy. You should have let her have him, because she actually liked him a lot more than you did. Chelsea liked Trevor. And so that brings me to the last person, Trevor. So Trevor and Chelsea had a great connection, but instead of picking Trevor, who had gone all out, Trevor seems like this nice, good-looking, tall guy who actually liked Chelsea a lot. And he even said to her, when she let him know in the pods that she accepted Jimmy's proposal, he said, if I would have proposed first, would you have said yes? And she's like, I just can't give you all of me. And he's like, wait a minute. So you're not picking me when you've been my number one since day one, but you're going to pick someone else who they had someone else they were interested in. So you were number two on their list, and you're not going to pick me, and you're my number one. And Trevor was 100% correct. And I think what we're going to see coming up, Trevor, of course, when Chelsea sees Trevor and Jimmy has, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like Jimmy has turned Chelsea off, but that's really just Chelsea's insecurity. Girl, you did all of this to say yes to this man to beat Jessica. Now you got the man. Don't run. Don't run now. No, you liked him, Megan Fox. Jimmy is going to see Jessica 100%. 100% he's going to feel like shit. Jessica, I think Jessica's over it. I think once Jessica sees him, she's going to be like, I definitely dated more attractive men and I can get a better looking man than him. So I don't see Jessica giving him like some type of second chance or even being flirty with him. I think she may be cordial and nice. Maybe. Because she's a firecracker. I'm interested to see when AD and Matthew meet face to face. I'm interested in seeing that. And what was the other one? Oh, and Jeremy and Sarah Ann. I'm interested when they see each other face to face. They showed a clip. I think they're going to be getting a little flirty. And yeah, it's going to be good. So, y'all, I done got 36 minutes here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the first 6 episodes. Love is Blind is bringing it this season. I can appreciate it. I just know they're going to piss me off in a reunion because Vanessa's still here. And Vanessa is a terrible host. And we keep telling Netflix to stop inviting her back. And they keep inviting her back. But she's a little bit more subdued, you can tell. Like they told her, she read the comments. Girl. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it was a good first 6 episodes to kick off season 6. And I will see you guys later this week when we get into part 2, which will be, I don't know how many episodes they'll release this week, but whatever it is, I'll be here to recap. Let me know what you guys think below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later this week for the next bunch of episodes for Love is Blind season 6. All right, guys. Bye-bye.